Hi, sports fans. You're now tuning in to Chicks in the Sports, the hottest sports show in the A. This is your girl, the self-proclaimed sportsnista, Yakiri Thomas, with...
I am Lita Lee, a.k.a. at Lita Wins.
Hi, this is Erica Blunt, the sports diva.
Hey, it's your girl, Alicia Bostic.
Hey world, it's your sports guru. It's Bonnie, baby.
The game will never be the same. Game on!
Game on. This is your girl, the self-proclaimed sportsnista with
Alicia Bostic.
Yeah.
Ashley Barnett.
Yes. Hi, guys. I'm so excited. This has been a wonderful week, right?
Great week.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. So much to talk about. Before we get into it, how are you feeling about the weather right now?
It's cold out there.
Cold in Atlanta.
I know y'all can't see us. You're just listening in. But I came in bundled up in my in my big fur jacket. Mm-hmm. Yakiri has her Georgia Bulldog sweatshirt
representing UGA. Go Dogs. Alicia and Ashley. Ashley, you got your sweater on.
I kind of woke up, talked to my dog. I was like, a little bit chilly out here.
Just a tad. But it is so much that's happening. So many chilly stories we have to get with. Let's start with something that's kind of uplifting, right? You guys want to start with an uplifting story?
Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead. Set it up. What should we start with? Ashley.
Well, I think it's really interesting with the whole Kevin Love coming out about his anxiety attack whenever they played the Atlanta Hawks, and DeMar DeRozan had even said that he deals with depression himself. So I just think that's really interesting to see these like basketball players, especially in the NBA. I feel like you don't really hear much about these types of topics, especially coming out of the NBA, for these men to come out and be open with their own personal problems.
You know, and what's so uplifting about it, that is really considered a mental illness. Depression, all of that ties into the mental illness field. And sometimes, when we talk about that, people automatically assume, oh, they're crazy. Oh, they're, something is wrong with them. But no, it's a part of life, and a lot of people are actually suffering. I believe our former guest that came on a couple of weeks ago, Amani, she, Atlanta Dreams, shout out to Amani. She has some beautiful pictures too, by the way. So we see you, girl. We see you. But no, she mentioned about her bout, and there's also so many people. So many people are struggling with these issues, and it's just courageous for them to come out and speak about those issues.
Right. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 6 adults in the United States will live with mental illness. So it's just good to be reminded that sports is not somehow immune to mental illness. And shout out to DeMar DeRozan because he was the one who inspired Kevin Love to come forward. This was actually his first panic attack that he had ever experienced.
Oh my gosh.
And so he was saying that he was super embarrassed and kind of intimidated to come out about it. But whenever he heard DeMar come out, a player that he had played against numerous times, well-respected, 4-time All-Star.
Yeah. Amazing.
It just goes to show that we're all human.
Yeah, it is.
Just like he said.
But, sidebar from that, in all honesty, I did not realize that, there was a such thing as anxiety. When I was in my early 20s, I had a girlfriend that told me, I had an anxiety attack and I have to take some time off from work. And I'm like, what? Anxiety attack? What is that? I don't understand. But it's real. It is real. So again, shouts out to him for just coming out and being courageous for both of them. A lot of times we look at the guys and we're thinking, oh, they're macho and they're, they can handle it. But no, they have feelings just like us women. Right.
And also for mental health, it's often referred to as a silent disease.
Silent.
But it's so cool to hear that these guys, these household names,
awareness,
are speaking out so openly and just letting everyone know we're right there with you.
This is it. Yes, I love that
too. We're not just going to shut up and dribble.
I know, right? Oh, started it off already. Has thrown all types of shade here. Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans, sports lovelies, make sure you call us 404-603-8770. Get your calls in, get your tweets on. Chits in the Sports is in the building with
Alicia Bostic
and
Ashley Barnett.
Yes. How do they find you guys? Could you put your Twitter tweets and your social media information out there? How to find you?
I think I am at Alicia Bostic.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
That's it.
Keeping it easy.
And I'm Ash Barnett _.
Love it, love it. Okay. So let's get into it because I know, Alicia, you and Ashley have been waiting to get to this story. But before we stop with the Atlanta Hawks talk too, can we just give a shout out to Avery and Ben?
Avery and Ben.
Isn't that so adorable? Avery and Ben, we talked about they won the contest, right? Mm-hmm. For their wedding to be hosted at Phillips Arena. Oh my gosh. Amazing.
After, I think, 2 years prior, they had gone to the Atlanta Hawks Tinder night.
Oh my gosh.
They swiped right.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Thank God they swiped right for each other.
I know. It was amazing.
Now they are going to live happily ever after.
Yes.
They got to go back to where it all started.
Exactly. Love, 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 love. Okay, so back to this story that you guys were just so excited about to talk about. Mr. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Adding another trophy to his shelf with an Oscar.
Black Mamba.
For Best Animated Short. On March 4th, that the Oscars took home the award along with legendary Disney artist.
Yeah.
Took some time during his acceptance speech to throw shade at
and
Fox
say what?
Sports
What did he say?
As basketball players, we're really supposed to shut up and dribble, but I'm glad we did a little bit more than that.
Love that. Ashley. What, Ashley? Go ahead. Say what you... This is a provocative sports show, so just tell how you feel.
It's one of those things that I'm guilty myself. I actually had forgotten about Kobe's 2003 allegation against him.
Okay, break it down before you go for it. Explain to the who doesn't know, who's been living under rocks, but July 2003 set it up. What happened? It was in Colorado, right?
Yes, it was in Colorado, and it was it a hotel?
It was a 19-year-old hotel worker.
Yeah.
And basically, she felt that the sex was not consensual. Kobe did, and they had a court hearing and everything, but she didn't show up, and rumor has it that he paid her $2 million.
Allegedly.
She had been dragged through the mud, and her character had been called into question, so she was unwilling to appear in court because she was embarrassed. This is a 19-year-old little girl, and you're facing, like, Kobe Bryant, the two-time guy who has his jerseys retired.
$2 million helps too to be quiet, but
so that's what we forget. You know, if you're a multi-millionaire,
I'm thinking,
and you don't get charged with rape, then
I'm processing.
People in LA are.
It just makes you wonder how different the outcome would have been had she actually.
Well, there was overwhelming evidence that Kobe did it.
But he said it was consensual again, and to the defense, it was settled out of court. However, he didn't make a public apology to the accuser, but he did not admit to being guilty.
In the statement he released, he said, "Although I truly believe this encounter between us was consensual, I recognize now that she did not and does not view the incident the same way I did. Non-consensual sex is textbook definition rape. So you may not have been charged with it, but we still remember." So I just think it was really, really upsetting, but also interesting that, you know, in the Me Too movement era,
it's ironic.
Passed out Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Hollywood stars aren't talking to Ryan Seacrest on the red carpet because of sexual harassment allegations. They aren't nominating James Franco because of sexual harassment, who once hosted the Oscars.
Right.
We are banning Harvey Weinstein from membership of the Academy.
Okay.
Casey Affleck isn't in attendance to give out an award.
Okay.
But everyone is standing, cheering, and dying to take pictures with Kobe.
I think it's because it kind of worked in his favor that it happened before social media was so big. And
right.
Like
the
I said,
90s,
I'm guilty myself of kind of forgetting what happened, because when it happened, I was in middle school.
Right,
so
right.
It's just one of those things that's been so long, and it happened before social
media.
But
it was kind of big at that time. It was almost as big as the OJ trial. It was really big.
I remember whenever I saw that he won the Oscars, and I read an article about how it was a disgrace when the Oscars. I was like, oh my gosh,
you forgot about that.
Yeah, because it Because like I said, it kind of worked in his favor that it happened before social media.
Yeah. Alicia, were you a baby in the crib? How old were you
I
in
was
middle
in
school?
the 3rd grade.
Oh my gosh. So do you kind of remember it, or is it?
I don't remember it at all.
Okay.
But I wrote about it on Chicks Into
Yes,
Sports.
she did.
I covered both sides. I tried to not be super opinionated. You know, you had
'Cause people have
Shaq
what
and
they
Magic
say.
Johnson
Yeah.
and LeBron James saying congratulations. And then you had some other people saying, well, wait, hold up. We still remember 2003.
This is what happened. So definitely check out that article by Alicia Bostic on chicksinesports.com. Wonderful article, giving both sides, not being biased, right? We're staying in the middle. But I get it. I guess the question of the day should definitely goes out. Should people be upset about Kobe winning the Oscar due to his past sexual allegations?
Definitely.
That's just it.
100%, definitely. Okay. Yeah, especially because, like she mentioned, we're already blacklisting
so many people,
so many others. Why is Kobe Bryant an exception? Okay. Because he's an NBA player. Like, is that the exception? Like, what makes him different from these other actors and everyone else that's under discrimination from the Me Too movement?
That's true.
It seems just like there's a break in logic. if we're gonna have a standard, and I talk about this all the time. I don't care who you are, but hold that standard.
Yeah, just be straight all the way around.
Right.
I get it, and I definitely understand, and I definitely am in agreement with that. Moving forward, I know we had a very trending topic. Chris Berman is being sued for sexual discrimination in a hostile work environment by his former ESPN co-worker Adrian Lawrence. What's your thought about that? I mean, anyone just they're saying a lot of stuff, and then the lady here, Miss Lawrence, pulled in Jamila Hill, saying,
My only issue with the whole case is I understand where she's coming from.
Okay,
but she's saying that not she's saying, but what I read, majority of the case is other people's stories. And that's where
I see what you're saying. So she's building. You're saying she's building a case.
She's coming from a good place, but my thing is, that's when it gets kind of blurry.
Right, like I can't tell your story better than you can tell. I can't.
And Jamel Hill has always been someone that's as long as I followed her on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's always been very opinionated.
Vocal,
very
vocal.
Like I don't know what she would have in alliance with Chris Berman if he actually did leave a voicemail that Lawrence is claiming he did. Why would Jamel Hill not say something about it?
On.
Yeah.
It's not an ESPN issue anymore. They have both moved on to their respective other jobs, and so on the same logic, she has never been one to bite her tongue. She was suspended for comments that she made about President Trump. So I do not agree with the fact that Adrian kind of pulled her out into the light with her. I just don't think. I don't believe that it is your place.
I understand she's coming from a good place.
Yes,
I just don't believe it's right.
I understand she's coming from a good place, but. If it's not your story to tell, don't tell it.
Don't tell. Right. Yeah. She ran her over with the bus.
Well, and it's also interesting that Jamel's saying that never happened. Yeah. So it's he said, she said, or she said, she said.
He said, she said, she said, she said.
Right. And it's so many fingers pointing different directions. But I just, I hate that that's how Adrian Lawrence felt that ESPN was. But she was there for a 2-year stint. She was part of a talent development program, and maybe she's upset that her contract didn't get.
But they were upfront with her that the contract would end. That's what according to ESPN, they're upfront with her from the beginning.
Well, everybody knows that whenever you have a contract, you are there for 2 years, 5 years, whatever your contract is. And so I don't know if she's disgruntled because they didn't re-up her contract and she feels like she deserved to stay on air. I don't know. And I don't want to make any brash over generalizations, but for me, there's an 84-page document where she is talking everything terrible that ESPN did. So I wonder, if it was so terrible, why stay?
Right, as long as you did, if that's the case. So that is a very interesting story. We definitely will be following it to see, how the outcome would be because again, there has been disputes in these allegations. Like, this never happened. What are you talking about? Very disappointed. Because, again, I think from Jamila's point of view, she was saying, she was very disappointed that her name is being brought into it. And I believe, from what it sounds like, they probably had a conversation like you and I would just talk. And then now all of a sudden she's being brought up into her legal mess.
Well, she said it's dangerously miscategorized.
Yes.
And so she was like, it's upsetting. It's upsetting that a personal conversation that I had in confidence with you would be used for personal gain. So that makes me feel like maybe Lawrence's motivation isn't solely to do the right thing.
Right.
I think it's just one of those cases that there's so many blurry lines. I could see where, as a woman, that if you're hearing that women are going through, like, assault or not necessarily assault, but just, feeling uncomfortable with their coworkers, I can understand why she'd probably want to take a stand. But at the same time, if it didn't, from what I understand, was Lawrence's only story she has is that someone gave her the quote-unquote elevator eyes, which that itself is kind of hard to prove too. So it's just, there's a lot of blurry lines in it.
It is a lot. And again, I think, like we said earlier, you can tell your story better than I can. So instead of just she probably should have just stuck with her issues and not bring in anyone else.
Right. And every story is their own, but also too, like, let's not drag people through the mud that don't need to be. Let's celebrate the great women and men that we get to work with. Like, we're women in sports, and we work with some of the best. We work with Sky, who is awesome.
Sky!
And I just hate to see someone get dragged through the mud unnecessarily.
Right. It just doesn't make any sense, but it has happened, and hopefully they will figure this out. Everything else will work its way out, and everyone can live a productive life in their own lane, So what else do we need to talk about? I know it was...
Well, if we want to talk about cases that are kind of jarring. Ezekiel Elliott dealt with his own case, and Jerry Jones reimbursed the NFL pocket change for him, but $2 million.
$2 million?
Pocket change for Jerry Jones, though. That's nothing.
For a billionaire, right? I think Ezekiel, that whole situation, do you think he really should have been charged $2 million? I mean, what is your thought?
Well, that's a rule. So from the 1977 reimbursement rule, it says that owners have to reimburse the league for legal costs if they bring litigation against other owners.
I see what you're saying.
Per rules, yes, absolutely. Where I think that the NFL Players Association had problems with is, then they also, during the Ezekiel Elliott lawsuit suspension situation, they actually filed a suit of their own, explaining that they thought that the discipline process in the NFL was fundamentally unfair because Zeke's girlfriend had filed charges, but then he was never actually charged.
Yes.
So if you're not actually being charged with a crime, but then you're being punished for 6 games, which is the minimum number of games for a first-time domestic violence offender in the NFL, it kind of is just a little bit interesting to me.
But I then go back to Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy was never actually charged with anything, but I truly believe he was guilty. I think it's just one of those things that... it's always so, I don't know. It kind of makes me angry when women accept money versus, not saying this is what happened, but it always makes me angry when women accept money versus just going through the court system and just letting these men get punished the way they should be punished. Instead, there's so many, once again, blurred lines. Like, is he not guilty just because she didn't want to go through the charges, but at the same time, like, when men are paying off these women, it makes it hard for them to get charged.
I understand. But as a woman, do you stand up and not accept your payment? Do you say refuse the payment?
I would.
I think it depends the situation, because I know in this case, whenever the NFL had done a year-long investigation, they found that he had been violent with this particular woman 3 times. However, after appeals and then reinstatements of the say what I'm thinking, suspension, and then they reimbursed it, and then they stopped. But the key investigator, Kia Roberts, she recommended that Zeke should not be suspended based on her interview with the former ex-girlfriend.
Well, I'm reading here till, Ezekiel Elliott goes out to send a shout out to Jerry Jones. He goes on to say, much love and thanks to Mr. Jones for standing behind me, as he does for all his players.
Well, of course, Jerry Jones wants Ezekiel Elliott to play. He's in the prime. He had just had a great season. You don't want to miss the first 6 games. But because the way that this whole situation unfolded, his suspension didn't even kick in until week 10. So he's out until week 16. But then ultimately, the NFL Players Association dropped their lawsuit, and Zeke dropped his appeal. So... what a mess.
I know, it is.
What a mess.
$2 million out of, but again, chump change, right?
I mean, that's an expensive
for Jerry Jones. That's nothing.
It's nothing.
I don't feel bad for Jerry Jones. It's like, that's nothing for you.
Well, and that's just him going toe to toe with Roger Goodell.
I know,
He's
right?
Like, oh, buddy, let me tell you something. I'm not scared of you. And it'll be interesting because I think Jerry Jones is one of the owners that he doesn't care.
Yeah, I think he's a Southern gentleman. He's one of those hardcore Southerners that,
Well, and everyone loves to hate on Roger Goodell, but maybe Jerry Jones does it more publicly. He says what everyone else is thinking.
Right.
But Roger Goodell did this thing that made him likable this week.
Know. The most hated man in the NFL, Roger Goodell, runs a 5.41 while he was in a suit in the office,
charity.
Right?
It was for charity.
Yeah, that was awesome for him. I say what you will about Roger Goodell. I really feel bad. They really do not like. I'm just saying.
No, wait.
Everyone hates against him.
He's a $200 million man, and he does nothing.
Well, I mean,
I just
can't
think he's
hate
kind
him
of
for that.
I think he's kind of hypocritical. That's
okay.
That's my issues with him.
Okay, that's fair. All I'm saying, I reported a couple of weeks back. I think it was last year sometime, which was surprising. And I commend his wife for doing that. She would set up like fake accounts, and she would support her man. She would go after anyone that spoke bad about her dude. So I definitely, in hindsight, being a wife and thinking about if my dude was really hated like that, would you take up for your guys?
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but maybe also too, you should encourage him to take stands on things that are important.
He can only do so much. Yeah, that's true.
No, wait, you are the commissioner of the NFL. You can't say that you can only do so much. You can do whatever you want, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
Or instead of doing nothing,
Sky,
he does nothing.
Sky is over here distracted.
But shout out to him.
Yes.
The man is 59 years old, and he beat 6 prospects in the 50-yard dash, 40-yard dash, wearing a full suit and dress shoes.
Yes,
so
crazy.
It made him a little bit more likable for 2 seconds.
And and his coworkers, they took out their phones, and you could see it on Twitter. It's everywhere on social media. I think again that made him more likable.
I was waiting for someone to trip him.
Oh my gosh, Alicia.
It's terrible. But
Really?
I was ready for it.
But
it's for a good cause. It's raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital for the Run Rich Run campaign. So I'm here for it.
I love it. Make sure you get your calls in. 404-603-8770. Call us. Send out your tweets. Like us on Facebook. Like us on IG. And speaking of IG, this week, what was yesterday? Was it hashtag what?
Hashtag International Women's Day.
Oh my goodness. We had so many women to just post on our page on IG. It was amazing. And, Alicia, I'll give that all to you. Alicia was like, Yakiri, you need to get in there and talk about the women on social media. I was like, okay, Alicia. So we ended up posting, when women support each other, incredible things happen, right? Amazing. We had so many people to respond. One of those special people, Coach Nikki from the Atlanta Dream, gave us some love and some emojis and some big thanks. We had former mayor of Atlanta, Mayor Kasim's wife. She gave us some hugs, and Sarah Elizabeth Langford, she said, hashtag women empowerment. These are just some of the few. And, of course, some chicks in the sports girls. Carlita. Lita wins. Says, yes. Giving us hearts. Siobhan sending out love. You know, it's just crazy. I love this.
I love it. Being
Support.
the only all-female sports talk show
In Atlanta.
I'm so proud to be part of this special group, and I love that I get to come to work and
Yes.
work alongside some awesome lady bosses. So anytime that I get to celebrate them,
Yes.
I am here for it.
All day. And it's all about the support. I believe, in all honesty, if we were more supportive to each other, we could take over the world.
Definitely.
Right?
You know one girl who kills it?
Who would that be?
Morgan Hurd, this 16-year-old from Delaware,
Oh, yes.
showing out at the American Cup after an amazing floor routine where she was
my.
flipping all over the place and did not lose her glasses.
Did you see the footage? Did you guys see it?
I watched it. I watched it, and I was very
impressed, right?
She's a prodigy.
More than 160,000 people have watched this little 16-year-old's video. But a couple of years ago, everyone was amazed because they were like, how in the world is she doing these crazy flips that I don't know the terminology for? But actually, a few years ago, last year, she explained that she keeps her glasses in place with a neoprene strap, which is like the stuff that bodysuits are made out of.
Oh,
So she
okay.
has
I was
it
wondering
on her
what's
nose,
going on. Okay.
so they don't fall out. But I love that that's part of her personality. That's pretty anti-gymnastic.
That's bold to go out there with
I
your
know.
glasses.
I
Like that's
love
because
it.
what if you lose them? Then it's
I know.
like now what?
I know.
Can't see. Now what?
What do you do? So I definitely, think about her. Let me see. She's 16 years old. This happened, she got the year's title on March the 3rd. This is this young lady, Morgan. Oh my gosh. We see you.
We're
see
celebrating you today.
Right.
And probably until you make the 2020
I know, right?
U.S. Olympic team.
I can't wait to watch her.
I know.
I can't wait to watch her.
We saw it here. We're putting it out there in the atmosphere. We will see you.
We will see
You know?
with your glasses on.
With your glasses on. Coming up next is SMH-OMG. I believe Ashley has something to tell us about the SMH-OMG. Is it juicy? Is it hot? Is it piping hot?
It's juicy like orange juice.
Oh, love it. SMH-OMG up next.
SMH-OMG moments up next.
Hashtag Chicks in the Sports tags your best.
Yay! Throwing it to you, Ashley. SMH-OMG.
Well, let's see. O.J. Simpson is back in the public because he can't ever stay out of the spotlight now, can he? He is on Sunday. Fox News will be airing an interview with him. And so far, the things that I have read or watched are little snippets of his interview with Fox. And basically, he's very casual when he talks about busting in his, do we call her ex-wife?
Deceased wife.
Deceased wife.
Late wife.
Wife. Busting in her windshield. And he was very casual about it. It was just kind of like, oh, yeah, my golf club just hit her windshield. And
Thank you.
yeah.
I will let Alicia respond to that. I'm just...
Here's what I hate. I know that I'm going to watch it. I know that I'm going to watch the interview. And I hate that about myself. But I am just like the American public, and I love a good scandal, and I love to hate on OJ, but I'm probably still going to be tuning in. I'm ready for him to be done, but also I know that I'm fueling the reason why he's even still relevant.
But the thing about OJ, and I'll say, I don't know if Sky feels the same way, because a few moons back when OJ was relevant and that big case was happening, it was just so time-consuming of our lives. I think we're kind of over the OJ situation, so any explanations that he has at this moment, I think I will not be in participation or watching. I think OJ had that show that was happening.
The fake one, right?
Yeah.
About the trial.
Yeah,
that
about
was
the trial.
so good.
I heard
that
it was good.
so good because it didn't tell necessarily OJ's, but it was all like the behind the
scenes
and
of
whatever.
yeah.
Right. And that was interesting for me because I was not around whenever the OJ stuff was happening. So I remember, just based on like sports history, I know what happened. But it was interesting for me to kind of go back and rehash it all out.
No.
Right. And what a crazy thing. Can you imagine being a juror?
I know.
And secluded from the world for months and months and months.
Reliving that. It was on TV for so long, just the trial. That was like the first time a big trial like that would air. I mean, it took literally, I think I was I'm telling my age, in high school at that time. And the teachers literally would put the TV on and we would watch the trial during school time. What, Sky?
The thing that I cannot stand the most about the OJ trial was it created the Kardashians.
Oh! Yes.
Yes, it did, because their dad was an attorney on his dream team. So, yeah, it took a lot out of our lives. And I think for that show, I think I probably did watch one. It was interesting, but I just was no longer engaged because I just remember during that time, it was so much that was happening, and I'm just
over anything.
I'm over it.
OJ.
Yeah,
like I'm over it. Can we quit making him relevant? Like, quit giving him the spotlight that he wants.
I'll try.
Yeah, I know.
I'm working on it. But you know what? If you're not going to watch the OJ interview, you should just tune into March Madness.
Oh, gosh. We have to set that one up.
March Madness. Selection Sunday is coming up. And you know what? Big dance. I know.
Thank you.
Big dance dreams were crushed. Fairfield fell just shy of punching its ticket to the NCAA tournament on Monday, losing 83-71 in the MAC title game to Iona. How do you say that name? Iona. It would have been their first bid since 1997, but during the final seconds of the game, senior guard Tyler Nelson and coach Sidney Johnson shared an emotional moment as he walked off the court. I wrote in my article last week about March Madness, and I know that it's not March Madness yet, but it's college basketball in its best time. And there was some grown man tears, and it was such a sweet...
It's touching.
It was such a sweet moment. We've
It
been
was.
talking about today how we're all human, even if we play sports and we're in the NBA or we're playing college basketball.
And the men's they're coming out and showing their true emotions, which is always great. I love to see the guys and their emotions. Sky.
It was sweet.
Yes, it is sweet. And again, congratulations to him and his future. You know, I don't know exactly why he's retiring, right?
He's graduating.
No, the actual coach.
Oh, whoa. I'm not sure.
Is he? Is he retiring?
I thought that the senior was graduating.
Okay,
it was his last. He played under the coach for 4 years.
Love it.
So he kind of had been a mentor.
Thing.
And it was an emotional thing. Yeah. You know, you are so close to achieving a huge dream. Playing in the NCAA tournament, and then
it's over.
So quick.
It's over.
But it was so sweet, and it was a touching moment.
It was.
I love it. I didn't actually watch it live, but I watched the video back later. Still sweet.
It is. Tears. I love seeing men with tears in their eyes. Justice laughing over here. And that was actually, she summed up her SMH-OMG moment, right? OJ? Goodbye, OJ?
I'm over him. I would like to never hear his name
Ever again. We won't talk about OJ anymore on Chicks in the Sports for Ashley's sake. Unless something breaking news, right? Maybe
I'm sure will happen with him. You never know with him. He'll do something.
Right.
He'll do something.
Exactly. Now, coming up next is birthdays.
Welcome into Chicks into Sports. It's Alicia Bostic, and I'm the chick who's here to be unapologetically honest.
Hey, Chicks into Sports family. It's Ulrich Johnson, the male perspective here, and I have a question for you. Do you deal with lines on your face, wrinkles, puffy eyes, dark eyes, or stretch marks? Well, if so, I want you to check out Nerium. Nerium is a billion-dollar anti-aging company that is changing lives around the world. To learn more about this great product, please go to ulrichjohnson.nerium.com. That's OLRICKJOHNSON.NERIUM.com. Do it today.
Hey, it's Lita Lee, and you are now tuning in to Chicks into Sports. I'm that chick who's going to state facts and give you the tea.
Birthdays! Former NFL linebacker nicknamed The Boss, who played for the Seattle Seahawks, Bryant turns 53. Former MLB third baseman who played for the Cincinnati Reds for most of his career. After retirement, he spent time working as an ESPN analyst. Then in 2018, he became a manager of the New York Yankees. Aaron Boone turns 43. MLB pitcher for the San Diego Padres. He previously played for the Washington Nationals. Craig Steinman turns 34. Cuban-American former professional baseball player nicknamed Bert or Campy. He played in the MLB as a shortstop for 4 American League teams, primarily Kansas City and the Oakland A's. He also recorded 649 stolen bases throughout his career. Bert Capaneris turned 76. MLB pitcher who was selected by the Detroit Tigers in the 7th round of the 2006 Major League Baseball draft, Jonah Nickerson turns 33. Happy birthday! This day in sports. Picture it, sports lovelies. The year was 1979. The 5th commissioner of Major League Baseball, Boyd Kuhn, orders baseball to give equal access to female reporters. Yes, the year was 1979. This day in sports.
Hey, this is Sports Diva Erica Blunt. You are now tuning into Chicks into Sports. I am that chick that's going to tell it like the T.I. is.
Guess what time it is? You already know what time it is. It's WNBA Atlanta Dream News. Yes! Okay, sports livelies, you already know what time it is. It's your girl, Yakiri Thomas, the self-proclaimed sports lista's favorite time of the show. And I get to talk my favorite team, the who? The Atlanta Dream, yes! Love my Atlanta Dream. Now, of course, this week, in an official statement on Tuesday, the Atlanta Dream announced its local Junior NBA Coach of the Year winner, head coach Shantae Garrett-Frost of Mays High School in Atlanta. Now, the Junior NBA Coach of the Year is awarded to local youth basketball coaches influencing young people's lives on and off the court. The Junior NBA goal is to honor coaches that teach the fundamentals and values of the game and highlight the positive impact that coaches can have on the youth basketball experience. Congratulations again to Shantae Garrett-Frost of Mays High School in the ATL, and of course the Atlanta Dream for recognizing and nominating her as the Junior NBA Coach of the Year winner. Congratulations. Now, come on guys, you already know, if I can run with the Atlanta Dream, you should run with the Atlanta Dream. Let's all run with the Atlanta Dream 2018. Yes! Let's go dream. It's one dream. Let's go. Have you been injured in a car accident or a slip and fall? Have you found yourself at odds with the insurance company and unsure of where to turn for help? Let personal injury trial lawyer Lamont Scott maximize the value of your personal injury claim by focusing on getting the money you deserve so you can focus on healing. Catastrophic personal injury, premise and personal liability, serious auto, truck, and commercial vehicle cases. Call us today. That's 404-671-9172. Personal injury trial lawyer Lamont Scott. We're serious about fighting for you. That's 404-671-9172.
I'm Ashley Barnett, and you're listening to Chicks into Sports. I'm the one that's going to tell it like it is.
We're back. Chicks into Sports is back. I'm your girl, the self-proclaimed sports teacher, Yakiri Thomas, with
Alicia Bostic.
Ashley Barnett.
Yes, she's the one that's going to tell it like it is. Amazing. Now, we were just speaking off break about some things, right? Who you want to jump into?
Let's jump into it. Okay, Falcons restructuring a deal for guard Andy Levitre, or as Andrew Levitre, as Coach Quinn would say. He accepted a $2.5 million pay cut for 2018. Per ESPN, he can earn up to $1.5 million in incentive.
Yeah.
So instead of making $8.3 million, he's only going to be making $5.6. But
that's still a lot.
$3.5 million is now fully guaranteed. He's played for the last 9 seasons and 3 with the Falcons. So
yes.
Huge for the Falcons to re-sign him, though, because he's a veteran guy. Okay. And he's been playing consistently on the line. You know, for the first couple seasons of his career, he started 143 games straight. Recently, he's been hurt, but you can't overpay for that kind of expertise and guidance on having him on the line. And I know Devontae loves having him make those holes for him so he can score some touchdowns.
Right. And but you know, again, the Falcons, I know they're doing a lot of things here. You guys were talking off break of who the Falcons should get to help Matty Ice in his situation. Thoughts? Who should they get? Who are they not getting?
They're not getting Richard Sherman.
Thank you.
They're freeing up cap space right now because they also restructured a deal with Brooks Reed, the linebacker. So he had been scheduled to make $5.4 million.
Okay.
And the deal is not exact. They haven't come out with exactly what the deal had been restructured to, but they're freeing up cap space because free agency is coming up March 14th.
Yeah.
So it's estimated that the Falcons have between 15 and 20 million right now. So if you ask me, I'm thinking, I know that they have a big chunk of that set aside for Matty Ice.
Really?
Re-signing him into a new deal.
Look at you are in agreement, Sky. I thought you were anti.
No, I mean, they got to say they have to have money in case they do have the perfect person to pick up in free agency. But in all honesty, you know, the line problems they can probably address in the draft. They can probably pick up a good lineman in the draft, and you got them signing bonuses right there. So if you can give people a lot of money up front with a signing bonus, they come in real happy, dedicated. And that's what we kind of need. We need to pick up some of those. But if you can get up a couple of good free agents that can fill in some holes immediately, you got the money for it now.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair to say. Well, speaking of the NFL, Antonio Cromartie. What's going on with him, guys?
He's retiring after 11 seasons. He announced it on Monday on Instagram.
Right.
Thanking the Chargers, the Jets, the Cardinals organizations. But, you know, what a career to celebrate. 4 Pro Bowl appearances. He holds the record for longest touchdown in the league. 109 yards in 2007 after Minnesota missed a field goal.
Yeah.
So going out with a lot to celebrate.
Yes. Crazy. Because he got how many kids?
14 children.
Is that all by the same woman?
No. So 8 were by 7 different women. And then in 2010, he married his wife, Terica, and they have had 6 children together.
Oh, my gosh.
So he made sure to give a shout out to her on Instagram for her constant support and closed with the wise words from her saying that football is your platform, but it's not your purpose. So I'm thinking maybe your purpose is to be a dad to those 14 children. And now he's going to have a little bit of extra time on his hands.
Curricular activities. Maybe he can make more children.
Maybe he's going to make his own football team.
I know. Maybe that's the
children.
goal. Who knows? But again, congratulations to him. Definitely well done career. I think we all can agree that you can only play football for so long, right?
Right, yeah.
You know, CTE being such a prevalent disease and everything that's happening again, I think you gotta get out when you can, you know?
Right, especially at the quarterback position. You're taking big hits every single game. So for 11 seasons to have that type of wear and tear on your body, at some point as an athlete, you never want to be you're never ready to give up. You're never ready to face that day. But every athlete knows that there's a time where you hang up your cleats, and I'm excited to see what he does next. You know, they have a reality TV show. Maybe we'll trade in the Kardashians for the Cromarties.
The Cromarties.
But you know,
again,
maybe he can
where is that? I'm telling you, I did not see. I'm a big reality show queen. I have never seen that show. I think I've seen maybe the trailer for it, but I believe, is it on USA?
It's on USA.
Okay.
So
that's a major shout out,
a little
endorsement
look,
here.
A little look into their family, what craziness ensues. But Kobe retired, and he became a poet and won an Oscar.
All right.
So there's exciting things after retirement.
What's also exciting is Shaq's feet. I know you didn't want to mention that. We can't unsee that, but
oh my goodness,
it's scary.
Oh my gosh, Alicia, why was Shaq showing his blue toes?
Happy birthday, Shaquille O'Neal, and those blue toes. I will not be able to unsee that. He said he had, I think it was pretty big feet, pretty big man feet.
Oh my gosh, did he?
And it was a hashtag MANNY petty.
Oh my gosh, the thoughts of him even doing that. But Shaq does silly things all the time. So, I think it was all in good-natured fun,
I think if you're Shaquille O'Neal, you are secure in your masculinity.
Oh, right?
Paint your toes blue, then you paint your toes blue.
Yes.
Maybe he'll start a movement. But
a movement.
You can't unsee those. If you haven't already, go Chicks Into Sports. We're going to repost a picture. It's upsetting.
It's crazy.
Also
it's crazy.
Hilarious. I would love to know who painted them and what the heck they were thinking when that was going
on.
Oh
my gosh.
I wonder why he chose blue.
I know. What was that about? Is blue his favorite color? Was he feeling blue today? What was that about?
Here's why blue.
I know. Interesting. That should be a tweet. We should. Hey, Shaq, why did you chose blue? We just want to know over here at Chicks Into Sports. Let's see what he says. Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe next week it'll be pink.
I know, right?
Starting a trend.
Well, you know what? Trends. We were talking about the app earlier today about the wedding, Avery and Ben. The Clippers did sign $20 million jersey patch deal with the dating app Bumble. What's your thoughts on that? $20 million?
I hope it works for some people.
What is it? So what is Bumble? What is that?
Bumble is like the
swipe right, swipe left.
Female version of Tinder. You have to girls have to reach out to the guys.
Interesting.
First. But they are crushing it. Like it's a woman CEO who started the business and they have been extremely successful. Obviously successful enough to have $20 million to pay to be on an NBA jersey. I don't know if that's a marketing scheme to kind of interest men more.
Right. Bumble.
But it seems like they're onto something.
Yeah. It's major. We're going through these dating apps and people are getting hooked up in a good way, getting married. So I definitely think of course, it's a great idea, especially if you have a woman CEO who is the founder and creator that is giving her, $20 million deal? $20 million?
$20 million.
Ooh, must be nice.
Like I said, I hope the app works for some people because it doesn't work for me.
Really? Have you tried?
Yes.
So what, okay, give me the setup about it. What is it that didn't work for you? What was the issue? Just maybe so they can...
The men.
Oh! So
this deal is important.
Right.
It's going to bring more quality men to the app.
Explain. Okay, so what do? You put your picture on there. What happens? Just set it up for us. Like, what in that situation?
Basically, you make a profile, and you can have up to 6 pictures of yourself up on there. And then other men have their own profile as well, where they put up 6 pictures, which usually men don't have 6 pictures put up. But you you swipe left, meaning you don't like them. You swipe right if you do like them.
Okay.
And if you both like each other, then you have 24 the woman has 24 hours to message the guy and have an opening line for him. And then he has 24 hours to respond to that said opening line.
Have you had any stories about your 24-hour period? What would you say has happened? Can you reveal that to us?
Well, I met my ex-boyfriend.
Oh!
That did not end up well for me.
Right.
I just think it's funny. I think I've seen... And I don't know where, and I don't know who it is, so this is going to be a terrible story, but I'm pretty sure that people, athletes will go and, write, fake names and be on Bumble, and I'm pretty sure that someone was like, wait a second, you are it was, a really famous athlete. I'm going to have to go back in my archives and search it out, because I'm pretty sure they matched with someone, and they were like, wait a second, I know you. I know who you are.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, Zac Efron one time created a fake profile for Bumble.
He's so cute. Oh my gosh, Zac is so short. Adorable. Is he really short?
He's 5'8" on a good day.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry to crush all y'all's dreams out there.
He's a little guy.
He's dark and handsome, but maybe not the tall part.
All right. He's missing some parts, but that's okay. But, again, shouts out to Bumble. that's making some big moves, right?
Also, yeah, they just had a thing.
I wonder if they'll have like a little bumblebee or a hive.
Right, I was going to
think
wonder
it's their logo. They're the Bumble hive.
The hive.
Oh.
But Bumble is making moves. They also, after the Parkland shooting, they have made a rule that if you are a male or female, no guns are allowed in your pictures, which I thought was interesting, you know, kind of following the lead of
does
Dixon.
that turn people on to begin with?
Oh, gosh, Ashley.
I'm just curious.
No, because it's weird.
I think it's weird that they even have to set that a rule, because it's like, do people actually do that? Do people actually swipe right? Like, oh, you have a rifle. All right, swipe right. Like, does that actually work?
That's weird. You know, it's just, it's not a turn, especially in these days of our time that we live in. It's kind of like, really?
Yeah.
You know, did you just do that? But I know before we go, could we talk about D. Wade?
D-Wade.
Of course.
You know, he had this amazing visit that he did. He gave Stoneman Douglas students something to smile about, you know. He's supporting them. You know, weeks ago he did that memory homage to that fallen kid, you know, wore the shoes. Yeah. And now he's going to the high school in Florida and talking to them and just giving them support. I mean, it's just a kid... They just tweeted out, you know, D. Wade just pulled up at Douglas. Bro, what? That's what they said.
We've talked about him the past 2 weeks, and we always talk about athletes using their platforms, but how dope is it that Dwayne Wade just rolls up to your school?
Right.
I mean, absolutely something to smile about. Also, my sister just texted me who was listening in, and it was Gronk on Bumble.
Oh, Gronk!
Ashley Bostic giving you a shout out.
Oh,
Thank you for coming to the rescue. My chicks into sports from afar.
Who would not recognize Gronk? It's like one of the most recognizable faces.
Well, I think that's why everyone knows who Gronk is, and so whenever they swipe, they're like, wait a second. Even the non-sports fan is like, you know who Gronk is.
Yeah, you should know who Gronk is.
You know who Gronk is.
You don't know him for his playing ability. You know him for his antics.
Well, then maybe that's why. Maybe that's the problem. Too many guys on Bumble are like Gronk.
Too many. But again, D-Wade, thank you.
We need more D-Wade. D-Wade's on Bumble. Less Gronk's on Bumble.
Yes. He can't be on Bumble. He's married.
Of course.
Reunion.
Yeah.
D-Wade types.
Okay. Not D-Wade likeness.
You know Gabrielle would never let him
Gabby would
be around Bumble.
Get away from Bumble. But no, again, amazing story. Amazing, you know, situation where he is giving life to a really sad situation, you know, just going out there speaking to those kids and just giving them hope, you know, because I can only imagine how that environment is, right? You know what I mean? Like, you are back at school knowing some of your coworkers, but your classmates have passed away. So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm happy that D-Wade can bring some bright smiles to their faces.
And just by being himself.
Yeah.
You know, he just showed up and was himself, and you can't put a price tag on that. So it's not like he did something extravagant, you know?
He kept it simple.
It's just something simple that we can all do. We can all follow the lead of D-Wade.
Love it.
And get out there and make the world a better place and put a smile on somebody's face today, because it's Friday.
It's Friday, and it's time for my motivational moment. This was a great show, ladies. Thank you for hanging. Thank you, Sky, for setting that up for me. My motivational moment, it is the same week after week. It doesn't matter how slow you go, so as long as you do not stop. Remember, dreams don't come true until you wake up and you go to work. Remember, guys, Ashley and Alicia in the building, Chicks in the Sports. We're so official. Always remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out, same place, same time, on Atlanta's Real 1100 radio station. You ready, ladies? The game will never be the same. Game on!